Hi, so first I want to say if there's any screaming, I'm on vacation with my family and I'm trying to do my homework quietly, but they're all downstairs yelling, so I'm in the quietest possible place in the house to do this. But the song that I chose is This Is America by Childish Gambino, um, which is a song that's very popular right now, just for the fact that it's a lot of people think it's a very good song, but it also addresses a lot of the problems that have been very prominent in the last couple of weeks, especially in the United States with George Floyd's death and just police brutality, addressing that and racism issues in the United States. But it's become very popular because it shows and speaks about the racism in this country and how there's white privilege and how racism does exist still, even though some people may not see it, which I think is very interesting because coming from a white family in a somewhat white area, I don't see it as often. I've never personally experienced racism, obviously, and I've never really seen it happen before. So the song is interesting to me, and I think that it does explain a lot that's happening in America right now. Some of the lyrics that stand out to me are it says, "This is America, police be trippin' now, guns in my area," which also I think not only talks about police in my area, or police be trippin', excuse me, also especially talks about police brutality and how George Floyd just died because of police brutality. He didn't deserve to die. But then the guns in my area just relates to, in black communities, a lot of times there's violence, which is something that isn't addressed very often here in America, but it does correlate with the hip hop culture along with the Black Lives Matter movement, which I think is a subculture because it's a group of people who believe in something and they're fighting for something. Um, and then I got a carry, saying that they have to carry guns to be safe, and says, "Get your money, black man," where black men, especially, are having to work harder and longer to make money and to be successful, and people don't necessarily look at black males as successful people, even though there's no difference between them and white males. And so that's also something that stands out to me in this song. But especially the police be tripping now is the biggest thing that stands out to me because we're seeing riots all over the country. We're seeing white people and black people and all races stand up against this police brutality and all this horrible things that are happening. And that's one thing that even I was pretty quick to defend was the police. Well, they do a good job, and most of them do. But, we're coming to realize, obviously, they don't. They're killing people for no reason. It's horrible, and that there needs to be change. And the song is blatantly calling it out, basically, as part of the hip hop culture and the Black Lives Matter movement. And then it says, "You just a black man in this world, you just a barcode," saying that black men are just numbers in America. And so basically, Childish Gambino is calling out America for not being perfect and saying America's not perfect in any way, and which is addressing the fact that there's police brutality, there's racism, there's white privilege, and all of that. And that's what he's saying throughout this whole song, and it just fits in so perfectly with what's happening right now. And I think that it does fit in with the hip hop culture for the fact that it's hip hop music. Childish Gambino has been, as an artist, in a lot of. He's also an actor. He's been in a TV show called Atlanta, which was about his cousin, who's a hip hop rapper, and it also addresses racism. And he's been in other shows and appeared in other things where he's talked about racism. So, as an actor, he supports the Black Lives Movement and is part of the hip hop community for his music. So I think that this was the perfect song to fit into the hip hop subculture, especially for this time period. And that's all.